Let's go over how to farm Palsouls. These are pretty important, and my recommendation is if you're fairly early on, don't really farm these because the early game pals you're probably going to replace with stronger ones anyway. And as you're going to see, these are not necessarily the quickest or easiest things to farm. If you are in control of your server settings, I'm highly going to recommend that you put your nighttime speed as low as it'll go, and your daytime speed, well, won't really matter because we're going to be doing most of the farming for the first two tiers, the small and medium, at nighttime. In addition, to speed this up, we are going to be farming pals, so we want to have the capture rate and the appearance rate as high as you can get it. Capture rate is really important if you intend on butchering the pals, but I think that's a little bit awkward and I don't really think it speeds up the process. I'll leave that up to you guys depending on what it is works for you better. Additionally, further down the settings, you're going to find dropped items multiplier. Max this out as well. Once it's nighttime, I'm going to recommend that you come all the way up to the snow-covered mountain in the very north. I want to appease and just let everybody know that the daydreams that spawn right at the very beginning of the game, as well as the tombats and all this other stuff, have a very small chance of also dropping the small Palsouls, but the enemy that we're going to farm up here, which I can't remember the name of right now, seems to have a much better chance of spawning them. As you can see right here, I even tried butchering some of them and the daydreams just did not seem to drop it at all. So instead, from the northern base where I am right now, I'm just going to go out onto this little snowfield here, but they will spawn anywhere on the mountain. I just like this bit because it's flat. And there are two things that we're looking for. The first one is chests. It's a valid thing to say that sometimes Palsouls can drop from chests, but it's not a very good chance in my experience. But the main thing that we're looking for are the Mar Wraiths, which we can see right here. So I'm going to go ahead, get down and delete them. And more often than not, each time you put a pack of these down, you're going to get a few Palsoul drops, as you can see, and you can farm those as much as you want to get all of the small Palsouls that you need. Medium Palsouls have been the toughest to farm in my experience. These only seem to drop from the Hell Zephyr pals, and it seems to be much rarer than the other souls that we're going to be farming after this. These can spawn across a wide area, but I find them to be more common down on the southern part of the kind of central area, the mid-game area. Just to the south of the ancient ritual site is where you'll find plenty of them at night, and that should get you your medium souls. Large souls can be farmed in either day or night, but that's the end of the good news. They only seem to drop from Anubis, but they do seem to be almost guaranteed. I've had them from every single one that I've defeated and every single one that I've butchered, whether it was caught or bred. You have some decisions to make here. You can either just go ahead and murk them with your rifle. You can see it drops pretty much straight away there. You can see we've got 3 from the capture there. And when I butcher this Anubis, which just to show you guys in the party is not an alpha, we also get 3 Palsouls.